Now we're running late. Hello. Hey, okay, we should be live. Hey guys. How you guys doing?
People were
Uh
panicking.
People are panicking? Why are they
Yeah, because we
panicking?
weren't on yet.
Yeah, sorry
We
guys. We
usually
were
we
talking.
usually go on a few
We
minutes
were
early.
talking about the coins and then all of a sudden I'm like, "Oh, it's 8:29, so we got to go." So, welcome guys. Oh, let's let Jeeps finish drinking.
I let her out of her crate.
We'll let her finish drinking.
I let her go free.
There we go. Okay. Chad, you okay? Chad, give me a sound check.
Testing 1 2 3. Hello, hello.
You sound loud and good. Jesse, give me a sound check.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello.
Okay, you sound all right. Everybody, Chad sound
I don't
loud or
know what
Chad
else to
sound
say
okay?
but hello.
Well, that works. Yeah. Happy Wednesday, kids. Happy Wednesday. All right, here we go. Yeah. Okay, kids. Here we go. In three, two, one.
You wanna know how to find it. Seek it out when they hide it. You know it's in the bag when it's an easy grab. But come on, take a chance now. So go, geocache, geocache. And if you need help, we're right there in a flash. If you got a question, just call in and ask. Uncover the stash on the Geocaching Podcast. The Geocaching Podcast.
Welcome, everybody. It is Wednesday. It is 8:30, which means it is once again time for the Geocaching Podcast. My name is Scott Burks. We have shorted it's Mending the Phones, and please welcome to my virtual left, my co-host, Jazz 427.
Howdy, y'all. It's time for Trackable for Noobs.
Trackables for Noobs, Chad. Tonight's episode 662, recorded live on April 21st, 2021, is 5 things they never tell newbies about Trackables. Phone lines are open. Give us a call, 808-468-7924. That is 808-GOT-SWAG. And for you international callers, you can call us free via the web at, colinstudio.com/show/GCPC. Sorry, guys. I was trying to click the banner button as I was reading. I can't do two things at once. But Chad, before we get started on the show, we need to talk. We need to talk, Chad.
Patrons.
Have a little conversation. Well, between me and you, we got to talk about Patreon, Chad. Guys, it costs a lot of money to make this show work. We could really use your help. There's 2 ways to help us out. First way is PayPal. It's PayPal.me/the Geocaching Podcast. You make a one-time donation, whether it be $5, $50, we don't care. Go straight to the bills, or you become a patron of our show, Chad. Becoming a patron of our show. What do you get when you're a patron, Chad? You ask?
Sure, I ask.
You get extra audio, extra video, only available to our patron members. You get patron-only shows. You get stuff dirt cheap in our store. Dirt cheap in our store, urbantreecanopy.com. Chad, did you get your shirt yet?
Not yet, but I got the notification that it's in the
Guys,
mail.
the TiVo shirt has been made, and it is in the store. The TiVo shirt. The Chad TiVo shirt is in the store, ready for purchase. So you get stuff dirt cheap in the store. There's actually a sale going on right now, if I remember correctly. Just isn't there a sale going on? It's like $15 for a shirt or something like that. Every
I
shirt's like
believe it's 15% off, and I think it
15% off.
ends. I think it's just 15%. And I believe that it ends. Gosh, I should know this. I think it might actually be tonight.
Uh,
Okay. You get you can check it out. You get stickers, path tags, coins, patron only coins. Chad, so I packed up all the coins. All the patron coins are packed up, guys. I'm just waiting on. See this? See this right here? Sorry, guys who are listening. This is stickers for envelopes. 200 of them. Is what
200. Ooh.
200 stickers. Yeah, so we just gotta sticker them up, and they're out the door. They're all in the boxes right back there. Sorry, guys, if you're listening at work. So the patrons, your coins are on their way, guys, and that's also the I'm not saying go to our anybody who's not a patron. I'm not saying go to our website, but if you're not a patron, you might want to go to our website. That's all I'm gonna say. You might want to go to our website. So if you're a patron, there's a literally, and I mean this literally and figuratively, a handful of patron coins left. A handful. And I say that and I mean that. In fact, I got a text. He's not going to mind that I say this. I got a text from our old friend Stevens ad infinitum and saying in a
Corey.
panic, saying, a panic saying, "Are there any patron coins left?" I said, "Yes, there's a few left." He said, "Okay." Next thing, ding. Sure enough, he knuckles up and he ups his pledge to the platinum tier. So thank you so much, Stevens ad infinitum, knuckling up to the patron to the platinum tier. Words of drop, already a platinum. Chad, already a platinum. She goes up. She's our favorite type of patron, going above and beyond.
Platinum patron plus.
Platinum plus patron is what she is. God bless her. And then we've got AEM OKC. Is it OM? Okay. It's AEM OKC out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, obviously. Joining the tier. Joining the inner circle, becoming one and saying, okay, I want to see what's in that extra audio and extra video. So thank you so much. I can't say this. AEM OKC.
Yeah, AEM OKC. AEM out of Oklahoma City.
Chad, you ever been to Oklahoma City?
Yes, I have.
And how was it?
It was Oklahoma.
It was Oklahoma.
No, it's fine.
I've never been to Oklahoma. I don't know what it's like. I've never been there.
Yeah, the cashed at the Capitol building and stuff, and there's oil derricks right outside, or an old timey oil derrick representation outside of it.
So guys, you want to come up Patreon? Handful of coins left. Patreon coins, they're so beautiful. You want just a couple left? You want to join that $10 tier? And here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing for you patrons who are $10 patrons. Let me tell you why you're going to want to stay paid $10 patrons, because we are going to have a lot of things coming up in the very near future, only available for the platinum tier members. So you're going to want to stay a platinum tier member. I'm warning you now. You're going to want to stay a platinum tier. So just a heads up. So guys, you want to join Patreon, you can. That's patreon.com, patreon.com/the geocaching podcast.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Tonight's show is brought to you by Cachly. Cachly is an advanced geocaching app for iOS. It features powerful online and offline features, including filtered searches, offline maps, and offline saving of caches. Cachly has hundreds of advanced features that will make your geocaching experience just that much better. Get more info at cachly.com. That's CACHLY.com.
Tonight, we're also sponsored by Logwork. Logwork are the creators of the fantastic logbook, made with genuine write-in-the-rain paper. The logbook designed for the micro-containers of the present and future, geared towards the hider who would rather go cache than do cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. That's LOGWERK.com.
It's also brought to you by FTF Geocacher Magazine. FTF Geocacher is the magazine for geocachers, written by geocachers. With 6 issues a year, FTF offers practical advice, hints and tips, cacher bios and milestones, geocaching events, trail tales, and all things geo-related. Find them at ftfgeocacher.com.
And by the Max Suds Body Company. Max Suds Body Company makes handmade bath and body products from all natural oils and butters. Items such as Poison Begone soap, itch spray, and 2-cent choices of bug spray are all great for outdoor enthusiasts like geocachers. At Max Suds Body, we have you covered from head to toe. Find them at maxsudsbody.com. It's MACSUDSBODY.com.
And by Practical Geocaching. Practical Geocaching sells utility items for geocaching. Our items are made in the USA, and we always provide free shipping. Find them at practicalgeocaching.com. That's PRACTICAL geocaching.com.
And by Arted Crafted. Arted Crafted creates unique. Oh man, I butchered that. Let me try that again. And by Arted Crafted. Arted Crafted creates unique geocaching theme tees and custom designs for you or your geocaching group, with adult sizes ranging from small to 5XL. If you have an idea for a shirt design and you cannot find it, you come to the right place. Please give us the opportunity to show you how we can enhance your caching experience with your own custom designs. Visit them at artedcrafted.com. It's ARTEDCRAFTED.com.
And finally, buy pattags.com for all your swag and pattag needs. Visit our website to get creative help, to trade or log tags, or to purchase your own personalized pattags. With over 42,000 tags to collect, pattags.com is everything you need to start your pattag obsession. Visit them at pattags.com. That's PATHTAGS.com.
And as always, Chad, you can find links to our sponsors on our website or
in our show notes.
Chad,
Mm-hmm.
we've been reading this for 2 years. You know, I still have to read it. I haven't memorized.
Yes.
Do you think there's a listener out there who, if I say do arted crafted, they could literally looking at me say it by memory?
I'm sure there are some. Not me. Not me.
Not me. I can't. I still have to. I might be able to do Max Head's Body Company. Yeah, Max Head's Body Company. Max Heads makes handmade bath and products, small natural oils and butter items because items such as oils, it's something. It sprays. I can't. I literally can't do it.
But
Such as
Scott,
poison Bee Gone soap, its spray, and 2 cent choices of bug spray.
All great for other enthusiasts like geocachers. At Max Head's Body, we have you covered from head to toe. Find them at maxheadsbody.com. Hey, I can. What, Jess?
but Scott,
I mean,
what is
I
a
have to
topper
admit,
cache?
What is it? Oh, what is a topper cache?
What is a topper cache?
A topper cache is a cache Walt and Scott have found previously in their caching career that was remarkable. It's called a topper cache because the cacher Topper Cat recommended we not only find caches we've found recently, but caches we've done in the past. Hence the name
Topper
Cache.
cache.
Sorry, guys.
That's
from the,
impressive.
Chicago Geocaching Podcast.
That's been
I had to
what,
say that every week.
well
What's
over
it?
10 years, and you still remember that.
Still remember. Oh, we got that memorized. Absolutely.
Well, the last show was what, 7 years ago?
7
right?
years ago.
So
that show
7
was.
years, and you still know that one.
So here's the thing, Chad. This is what we're gonna do. So, guys, listeners, for all you out there, it's mega season coming up. We're going to megas. Chad, you're going to megas? You going to some megas?
I'm planning on going to bare minimum going caching.
If you walk up to me, Chad, or Jesse, and you spurt out one of our sponsor tags, word for word,
Ooh.
you're gonna get something from us. We're gonna have some on hand from us for you guys to have.
But
Okay?
only at
That-
megas? Is that
Only
the
at
rule?
megas.
Only at mega events?
Only at mega events. You gotta find me, find Chad, find Jesse at a mega event. Go, guys, come here, and say Max Head's Body Company, and then spell it. If you can do it, you get a prize. I don't know what it is yet, but we're gonna get you a prize. We're gonna get you a prize. Megas are right around the corner.
Make a
That's
note
what you
here.
Make a note.
Buy
Jess.
prizes for megas.
Yes. Because I don't think anybody can do it. I don't think people. I mean, I can't do it, and I host this show. I can't imagine people.
Well,
will be able to do
what are we going to do? We're going to have them all printed out in our pocket?
I know.
and
I'll know if they're wrong
follow
or not.
along?
it. I'll know if
Okay.
they're wrong. If I hear it, I'll know if I. Chad, you agree? If you hear it, you'll know. if they're
Yeah,
wrong.
if I hear it, it's
Yeah.
like when I start reading it and stuff, I will like get the like a first word or two from the sentence, and then I'm good with that sentence, and then the next one is like good with that sentence. I mean, so but it's like getting that little starter there. That's what.
Right. It's a story. Yeah, sometimes too. Word for word. Last year, I got a path tag for just yelling out Chaz.
We're upping.
Yes,
We're upping.
we're
the,
upping. We're upping the ante
requirements.
this year. Is what we're doing. Although, if you yell out
Higher
Chaz,
expect-
if you see Chad and you yell out Chaz, that's just fantastic. All right. No, you can't. No, for the record, you cannot read it. You know, you cannot read it. You
It has
have
to be recited.
recited. No, recited. All right. So, Chad. Hey, Chad.
And you know darn well that there's going to be some that are going to sit there and recite. They're probably going to recite Practical Geocaching 1 because it's the shortest.
It's the shortest and the easiest. Yeah. Chad, how about let's get an update. We got an update from El Rojo on the listener travel bug race, which
Ooh.
blew my mind. Jesse, have you looked at these numbers?
I'm looking at them
Leaping
right now.
Jackalopes is in the lead with 4,311 miles already. It's been 3 weeks. He's at 4,000 miles.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Practical Geocaching, no, he's at 1,300. Hey, man, that's a sponsor of our show. Where's Chad? Chad, what number is yours called there all the way at the bottom there?
Mine's like
Is yours
Christmas
even-
pickle,
Is yours,
something like
is yours
that.
even on the board, Chad?
Well,
Has yours moved?
mine has moved.
It has moved.
I'm not seeing it on the board,
Christmas
but he might not have put mine on the board because I'm not officially in the race. Mine's for bragging rights only.
Oh, I see. Okay. So Leaping Jackalopes is at 4,300. Bugsy is at 2,400. Spike is at 2,300, and Travel Gift Blue is at 1,800. That's pretty good. That's the top. One of the top five is then Practical Geocaching, rounding out the top five with 1,300. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. So well done, guys. You're moving, but don't. All you guys that are not on this board yet or low on the board, don't fret. Hey, and if you want to see the board, guys, you can go to the GC for this. I don't remember what it is offhand. I should know.
GC96DCX, and I'll put
Thank
that
you, Chad.
in the chat room.
One more time. Say it one more time.
That's GC96DCX.
If you want to see where you stand, of Rojo is going to post it. I think every week he's going to post updates. It's just it's in the he puts it as a comment, as a note. Excuse me, as a right note. So that's where I grabbed it from. So yeah, it's so guys, don't fret if you're not down there, because guess what? Leaping Jackalopes, he could be gone tomorrow.
Okay, so he
take him and put him in his pocket. Never heard from him again.
he hasn't updated it since mine has moved.
Okay.
No, actually, mine technically hasn't moved. It's only been retrieved. So it's
only
by the
4-year-old,
my GeoKid was happy to take this and place it somewhere else.
Bye. See ya. Bye, Chad. Bye, Pickle. Bye, Pickle. Team Pickle is team over.
I think so.
Hey, Chad.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that cash owners can now adopt or transfer their virtual cash to another player's account? Were you aware of that? Yeah, just happened. Virtual caches remain a legacy cache type, but with limited releases such as the 2017 and 2019 virtual rewards, Geocaching HQ made this change because we want to increase the flexibility for current virtual cache owners, including those that have unpublished listings from the 2019 Virtual Rewards 2.0 release. You can now transfer virtuals, Chad. Thank the maker.
Can you transfer if you've been given a virtual reward but haven't put one out, can you transfer that?
Oh, let's see. To transfer a virtual cache, your virtual cache owner must start the adoption process. As with other cache types, archive virtual caches cannot be transferred to a new owner. Oh, so it's only the new ones. Yes, so it's only the new ones. Yes. Along with this change, Geocaching HQ is extending the submission deadline for unpublished virtual rewards to December 31st, 2021. So you get a year.
Okay.
How about that, Chad?
I never got a virtual reward, so.
Yeah, neither
I
did I.
didn't either.
I got 2 Adventure Labs. 3 if you count, Chance. I can't. 4th. I got to do a Route 66 one. Yes, we got to find them to do that.
They don't like me, so I only got 1 Adventure Lab.
Really?
When you get a lot of favorites on that one, then you'll get another one.
Who did you piss off?
Well, so I'm not getting a lot of favorites on mine because I got mine spread out all over the place.
Oh, you're one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, I was I think the second person in the Sacramento area to put one out. So I hadn't learned the lessons yet.
Yeah, I mean, I did mine around Wrigley Field. The statues around Wrigley Field, so it's easy. It's 15 minutes. And then I did the John Hughes tour, which again it's kind of a drive, right, Jess? I mean, it's a morning.
I mean, they're not like right close to each other, but they're close enough.
Yeah, it would take you probably 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours to do. But you get to see John Hughes where
right. Now that one I would do just for the nostalgia effect.
Yep.
Right.
And if you go at Christmas time, the Home Alone house is all Christmased up. It's really pretty.
Do they got a train running around in the background with people cardboard cutout of people so that the shadow goes across the window?
They should.
They should.
Exactly. They should.
If I own the house, that would happen every year on Christmas.
Yes.
Chad.
I got mail. Yay!
Mm-hmm. Got some email.
Yay!
This is from Place Your Bets. Place Your Bets, Laura, out in Ohio, right? If I remember correctly, Jess. Is she in Ohio or is she in Indiana? Might be Indiana.
Could be Southern Indiana.
I think it might be Indiana. I apologize.
Yeah, Huger.
Yeah, I think she's Indiana. I think. Huge thank you to Jesse. Hey, Jess. Huge thank you.
You're welcome.
for sharing the link to the website that converts the stages of a lab cache to a GPX. That's the best caching tip ever.
Excellent.
Yes, best
Hey.
caching tip ever right there. It makes traditional caching and doing lab caches simultaneously so much easier,
Hmm.
especially in large cities where multiple labs cross over each other, or I would forget to pick up the traditional that was 5 feet away. I almost did that.
Ah.
Almost did that. Anyway, my question is, Chad, this is for you.
Mhm.
What is the difference between the white ghost icons and the tan ghost icons? I use CGO. I've filtered out my labs I've already found, or I thought maybe the linear labs, but that isn't it either. Do you or your listeners know?
Okay, I'm not 100% certain of this, but I'm 99.9% certain of this. So it is for any cache that you have a GC code in the GPX that does not start with GC. So typically, like the labs will start with something like LB or something like that. So if you like when we would do the Yolo County Rally here, we would have a GPX that's generated by the people that are putting it on because the caches haven't been published yet. And so those didn't start with the GC number. And whenever those showed up within the CGU, they always had the tan ghost icon on there. So I'm 99.9% certain that it's that. So if you take a look at any of those after you filtered out your live caches and you look at the GC code that's listed there, it should not start with GC. It'll start with something else.
There you go.
That makes
I
sense.
don't use CGO, so that's I have to assume he's correct. There you go. I hope that helps. Place your bets. Thank you so much for emailing in. Also got one more email, Chad, from
Okay.
JR and Juju. They have a thing for newbies. For newbies, for all you newbies who are listening to this show, here you go. Newbies, or really anyone, should not drop trackables and hides that have little activity. We have a field solvable puzzle cache. It is found 2 to 3 times a year. Twice I have taken trackables to other hides with more activity. And that's true. Yeah. Don't how many times have we stranded or
Yeah.
we've found a really hard puzzle and there's like trackable on there. Like
Mhm.
come on.
Well,
Yeah.
one of my trackables that had just started a race, I dropped it off at an event because that was the rules. Drop it off put it in an event, and then people take it from there. The cashier that did it wound up going out and doing a multi that gets hit like 2 or 3 times a year, and it was like I thought that thing was going to be lost, or never to be hit again, at least while the race was going on.
Sure.
And then a colleague of mine who was coming in town, so he worked out of a Maryland office, and he was coming in town, was asking me, are there any cool geocaches to do? And I told him,
Yes.
yes, it takes about 3 hours to do, but go do this one. And if you do, there's a trackable in there, and I need you to take that back with you to Maryland. And sure enough, he did it and took it back to Maryland. And guess what? I came in second place.
Second place. Oh my goodness. What would happen if you didn't tell him to do that? You'd probably still be sitting in that thing.
No, because that one wound up getting archived about a few months later. So it would have just went MIA.
Yeah.
And I actually put a new cache in its place, and there was a reverse where I go, which I have since archived. So,
okay, Chad.
yes.
All right, Chad. Here we go. 5 things they never tell newbies about trackables.
Ooh.
5 things. Guys, you have anything to add to this, give us a call. 808-468-7924 if you think we're forgetting something here. But here you go, Chad. Number 5, Chad, or number 1, whichever you prefer. Number 1, you don't need to swap, Chad. If you take something out of a cache, you need to replace it with something of equal or greater value. A lot of new cashers don't realize that this only applies to the toys. When it comes to trackables, i.e., coins, travel bugs, that kind of stuff, you do not need to swap it with another trackable in your possession. If you see a trackable in a cache and you want to move it on, just take it and log it as you pick it up.
Yeah, that would kind of defeat the purpose.
Now, I have seen trackable hotels or travel bug hotels that have said in the description, in order to make sure that there are always travel bugs in the hotel, if you are going to take one, leave one, or don't take more than a certain number or something like that. What do you guys think about that?
Right, and I kind of agree with that, because there will be people that will like clean out a TB hotel, and part of the thing is you want to kind of get that exchange. It's like, it's okay if you take one or two, but if you're going to be taking a bunch, we would really appreciate it if you also deposit a bunch.
See, I don't know. Like, we have a travel bug hotel literally on our porch. I don't. And every time someone comes there, I'm like, take them all, get them out, get them out, get them moving, get them moving. Like, do we have anything in there right now? I don't even know. I haven't checked.
Probably. There's always a lot.
Yeah, but somebody came by and emptied it pretty good. I don't know how much is left in there. But if you're gonna log it, obviously log it ASAP. That's a
Definitely.
standard. Log it ASAP. You're also not limited to picking up a single trackable. Like, and this is all for newbies. You don't have to pick up just one. You can pick up more than one. If you want to empty a cache out of its trackables, by all means do so. And that's my opinion. By all means, empty it out. The whole point of a trackable is to get it moving. That's the whole point of a trackable.
Right,
There
well,
are currently 5.
We have 5. Let's see. We got emptied out. We had way more than 5.
so a typical cache that has trackables, I have no problem emptying them out, emptying all the trackables that are in there. A travel bug hotel, I tend to pick one or two, unless I'm actually dumping a bunch.
Right. It says, although if there are a large number of trackable, a large number and the cache is regularly visited, consider leaving a few for the next geocacher. So if it's a cache that, like you say, if it's a jail, so to speak, a travel bug jail, yeah, pull them all out of there, get them out of there. But if it's something like ours, who gets hit,
Right.
ours gets hit pretty regularly. You could leave a couple. It's okay. Number 2, Chad. Number 2. Do not grab, Chad. Do not grab. Wait until someone drops it in the cache before logging it.
Well, it's been 30 minutes and they haven't dropped
I'm
it
gonna
yet.
say it again so you
Biggest
newbies can hear me.
pet peeve.
Wait until someone drops it in the cache before logging it.
I mean, it's been a half hour since the event ended. I mean, I should be able to grab it now, because they should have dropped it, right? No, seriously though, I agree with your thoughts on this. Is like, at least give it a day or so, and then if they haven't dropped it, you can even ping the person before and say, hey, are you planning on dropping this, or should I go ahead and grab it?
Right. Jesse, you want to tell your story?
I'm going to get all riled up
I know.
about it here.
I know.
I was pretty upset. So several years ago, gosh,
And
it's
for
been a
everybody who's
long
never
time.
seen Jesse upset, it's a treat. It is a treat.
Nah, I don't get upset. What are you talking about? So several years ago, Scott and I went on a epic trip that we have talked about many times, to Alabama. And we did 7 states in a day and all these different icons. And ultimately, our end goal in Alabama was the maze exhibit, when it was at the Space Museum.
Air and Space Museum.
Air and Space Museum, right? And we visited some very highly favorited caches while we were there, including some travel bug hotels. And I had taken a bunch of travel bugs with me, probably, I don't know, 8 or 10. It was quite a few that I had been collecting, over the weeks. And my intention was, as soon as we got home, it was like a 2-3 day trip. I mean, we were there and back. It was not like we were gone for weeks or even a week. It was like
quick.
3 days. It was quick, right? So my intention when we got back was that I was going to actually write meaningful logs and visit these trackables along the way so that they could get the mileage and visit the maze exhibit and all of this. And on our drive home, we were sitting at a rest stop or something, and I started getting emails. Pating, 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 all the emails coming in. And I'm reading them, and it's somebody grabbing all of these trackables from me.
Ah,
And I was like, no, don't do that. Like, I was so upset because I really wanted for them to get their proper mileage and visit the
Right.
maze and,
Right.
and all of this. And I was so upset. And so I sent the person a message and was like, hey, stop, give me a minute. I literally just dropped them off yesterday. Give me 1 minute, So yeah, I was pretty upset. So
And did they give you a minute?
no, they continued to grab every single one of them.
Yeah, grabbing causes problems for the trackable owner. If you grab the trackable from another geocacher, aka Jesse, you won't be it won't be logged as visiting the cache it was placed in and will mess up the record of mileage traveled.
That really messes things up for TB races, for example.
right.
Yeah, sure does. Best advice is to give the geocacher up to a week to log dropping off the trackable. A week's a long time. Maybe
I think a week's a long time, but a couple of days at least.
You can still log your finds and even post a note on the trackable page to say that it is in your possession and you are waiting for the current holder to drop it off. And if maybe after 2 or 3 days, send what I like to call a gentle reminder to the person to please log. A gentle reminder to please drop the trackable.
Drop the damn thing now,
Just
or I'm grabbing it.
a gentle reminder. Is what
I had this happen to me once too. I was I went and found a cache in a little woods off of a parking lot, right? And I was by myself, and I walked, and it was like kind of nighttime-ish. So I walked into the woods, and it turned out to be a small, and I had a trackable with me, and I dropped it in, and I get back to the car. And as I'm getting back to the car, I see a car pull up with like 2 or 3 people in it, and they get out and they start walking into the woods. And I was like, "Oh, that's cool, other cachers." But I was by myself, so I didn't say anything or whatever. Next thing I know, I get that email. Somebody grabbed that trackable from me. I had literally just dropped it, and I was still sitting in my car. I didn't even log the cache yet, and that happened.
Yeah, guys, let them drop it. Come on, man. If it's in the hands of somebody, send them a gentle note. This little one. Oh, there goes Chad.
Uh-oh, there he is.
Hi, Chad. There he is. He's back.
Yeah, I think my work VPN had went down, and I should have disconnected from it, and I had forgotten about it.
Number 3, Chad.
Number 3.
Just move them on. You find a trackable, and upon logging it found, for example, that its mission is to. I'm sorry. If you find a trackable and upon logging it find, for example, that its mission is to travel to Russia, newbies often make the mistake of hanging on to trackables, waiting to run into another geocacher who can complete the trackable's mission. In other words, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Push it somewhere.
No, but if you're going to an event in a week,
of course, a different story. Yes, if you're going to an event,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. But I'm talking about just a regular everyday. Don't sit on it just because you're waiting to find somebody going to,
correct.
Alabama, But yeah, worse is still when a newbie thinks to themselves that they might be able to aid the trackable on its mission, but it'll be a good number of months before they'll be able to do so. Those are my favorites too.
Yeah, I definitely made that mistake early on. I picked up a trackable in Shanghai, China, and I at the time I was traveling to China quite frequently, and then wanted to go to Shenzhen, which is like across from Hong Kong into old China, and I literally had plans to travel there in 3 months, and I hung on to it, and then that went up in smoke, and I hadn't gone back to China since then, and I held on to that thing for a year before I finally said, "Look, I need to get this out of my hands."
You are guilty.
I was bad.
Guilty. Guilty.
That was early in my caching career.
Sometimes you'll come across a trackable with incredibly restrictive goals, like it has to be put in the cache with a Z in its name or stay within a state or country. If you can aid the trackable on its way without going far out of your way, great. If not, just move it along. It's okay. Don't sit there holding on to a trackable waiting for a new cache to be published that matches the goal. If you can't help it, just drop it off at the next available cache and hope that the next person who picks it up will be able to aid it better. And the last one, Chad, don't lose it in your bag, Chad.
Very guilty of that.
Don't lose it in your bag. The greatest story I have is I had a Han and Carbonite trackable, right? It was Han and Carbonite. It was trackable. It was out for about a year. This is many when young in my career, early in my career, 2008, 9 maybe, and it was a Lego Han and Carbonite, Star Wars Han and Carbonite, and it went missing, gone, poof, gone out of cache. And I'm like, oh, that's the end of that. Well, I think 7 or 8 years later, I got an email from a mother saying, I was cleaning out my kids' drawers and I found this in a drawer. She's like, what do you want me to do with it? I'm like, that's amazing. First of all, that's incredible.
Right.
Second of all, thank you. And third of all, put it in a cache. Go send it on its way. She's like, all right. And she emailed me back and said, all right, no worries. I will I'll go. She's like, I'm a cashier too. She's like, I'll go and I will dump it in the cache this weekend. So sure enough, bing, I get an email. It's in a cache, right, Chad?
Mhm.
Right? About a week later, cache gets smuggled. Gone. Everything's gone. It's all gone. Gone.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do? It's just the way it is. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone forever now.
So in the don't lose it in your bag category, I've been guilty of this as well.
Oh,
so right before I moved out to California, I was using one caching bag and I took everything out of that caching bag. I mean, I emptied it completely out, and I stuck the backpack with a bunch of other backpacks that were empty in a box when it got shipped. And over COVID period, I was going through some of that crap and stuff.
Mhm.
I found a trackable from 5 that was stuck in the bottom of the
Oh
bag
my
for
gosh.
5 years.
5 years. That's like mine. How do you do? I clean out my bag every spring. How do you not clean out your bag for 5 years?
Like I said, I had cleaned out the bag, and then I would moved on to a different caching bag, and this empty bag was in a box with other empty backpacks.
So you emptied it out, but it was at the bottom of the emptied out bag. You didn't. So
Yes, I missed it. Yeah, somehow I missed it. One of those crevices up underneath there. It was a very small trackable, and one of those little crevices that's up underneath there.
Mhm.
I had that happen sort of recently, where I always, anytime I find a trackable and I take it, I put it in one particular pocket in my bag, and I was cleaning out my bag and I found one that had gone into a different pocket, and I went, oh, whoops! I think I've had that for quite a while. Whoops.
Derp.
Yeah. So, I mean, one thing that you could do if you think of it and you have time is go and look on your profile and see what's in your current inventory. What are you currently holding? Because that should show you if you actually logged it when you took it. Right, it should show up in your inventory.
Right, and I saw it in my inventory, but it was like this, and I went and looked everywhere that I thought was possible, and I couldn't find it, and therefore I thought it had, I thought I must have dropped it off and forgot to do a drop, or someone grabbed it off a table at an event or something, and never logged it.
So we have a question in the chat room. Can we post missing trackable posters somewhere? Sort of. On Project GC, there is the feature of, what is it called?
I don't know. I don't use
The
Project
rescue map, the TB rescues. Remember, there used to be that site TB Rescue,
Oh
right? And the
yeah, of
site went
course.
away
Yes,
years
well said.
ago, and
Yes,
it
sure.
got incorporated into Project GC. So you can actually go in and sign up for rescue missions. You put in your area and how big of an area you're willing to travel to help people find their trackables. And if you have one that's missing, you can actually mark it, submit it as missing, and then people can help find it. And I actually did that maybe a year or two ago. I had one that was missing, and it didn't take long. Somebody actually found it and
Really?
put it back out.
Hmm.
It's under tools. If you go to Project GC, go to tools, and one of the options there is TB Rescue. You'll see the map. You can look at the map, and it shows you where all of the people are. Like, it shows you the search areas, and then it will also show you the missing trackables and their last known location.
Oh, B Mars says someone found my trackable at a thrift store. Oh, Jesse, that's better than Jesse's was a garage sale. Just
Mine was a garage sale. Thrift store's pretty good. And what was it worth? I wonder what it sold for.
How much was yours? You know how much yours was?
I don't know how
You
much
say how
mine
much what?
was. I didn't find out.
Who sold at a garage sale? That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
genius. Genius. Number 4, Chad, don't set restrictive goals. What we talked about in number 3. If you want to release a trackable into the wild, don't make the mistake of setting a restrictive goal. Also, don't expect a geocacher to spend the time looking at the trackable's goal before taking it out of a cache. This is true, guys. People don't read. If they grab it, they
Well,
grab
the online goal, yeah, I don't expect them to.
No.
But when you put a laminated card on there that tells what the goal is, that I would expect someone to. And I think that is proper geocaching etiquette. If it has a laminated card on there that has saying where it wants to go,
Mhm.
then you should follow it. I mean, I had a trackable that I dropped off and at a TB hotel, but the goal of it was to get to Indianapolis. Well, it gets picked up, flies immediately to Germany. Goes around Germany a little bit, and then the guy picks with like 129 fines, picks it up. It doesn't move for 3 years. This was my first trackable, by the way,
Oh,
and I didn't have a tag on it at the time. So when the first Giga came out, I forget where it was, like Munich or something like that.
sure.
A friend of mine, several friends of mine were over there for it, and one of them, or about 3 months after the event, because she is an extremely late logger, she logs my trackable as picked up from there. And I see it, and it's like, and then I recognize the name, the cacher name, and she literally lives 5 miles from me. It was like immediately sent her an email. It was like, Donna, don't. It's like, keep this trackable, take it to the next event. It's mine. It's mine. And I want to put a tag tag on it, so I laminated, put up the instructions because it wants to go to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, put a tag on it and everything, and I dropped it off at a Travel Bug hotel near the airport. Again, mistake. It immediately next day goes to Germany again.
Where trackables go to die.
Exactly.
That being said,
But it had
they
explicit
keep
instructions.
going around Germany. They just don't.
Oh
they
yeah, it's still.
I have 2 in Germany right now, and they're circling Germany.
Oh yeah, it's still,
It's a
it still collects miles, for a fair amount of miles and everything. But man, it's annoying. See if I
I
can
have
find out how
I have
many
I have
miles
one
that is.
trackable. I haven't been able to read a log in 4 years because they're all in another language. I haven't read one log in. I have no idea what they're telling me. But they're
Google
Yeah.
Translate, Scott.
that's too much work. I don't care that much.
This one has 79,000 miles, and it has crossed back and forth across the Atlantic at least a dozen times.
Really? Wow.
Yes, I mean it just it moves, but
Wow, that's a lot of
Right. Dana
miles.
Ward wants to know from a newbie casher: is it okay to add a laminated tag to a travel bug that you want to help out?
I
guess
would
you
check
could.
with
someone
the
else's.
owner.
Yeah, I would message the owner.
Yeah, I would message the owner. Maybe
If it
say,
was
hey,
me, I would be okay with it. But other
what if
people,
we did that?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't know when I was new. One of the first trackables that I put out was a coin, and it was. I mean, it wasn't anything special, and it wasn't very big. It was a smaller coin, maybe the size of a quarter. And I didn't know any better. I just took the coin and I threw it in a cache. I didn't put it in anything. It wasn't in a sleeve. It wasn't, that it didn't last very long.
God, when's the last time you've seen a
Right.
coin? A coin in the wild?
Not
Think about it,
very
Chad. When's
often.
the last time you've seen a legit coin in the wild? It's been, I mean,
Uh,
over 7 years since I've seen a coin.
no,
Not a path tag, a coin.
I got about a 50-50 chance whenever I go to a mega of finding a geocoin in a track
Okay, not a
in
mega.
one, but
Chad, cheating. Not a mega. I'm talking about just going out and cashing.
no, I'm not talking about within the mega event itself. I'm talking about in a cache somewhere in the city near a mega, because the people that are going to megas, seem to be more willing to drop off a geocoin.
Wait, because it'll get picked up. That's why.
Right.
Okay, in the wild though, without a mega, when's the last time you've seen a coin in the wild? God, you just don't see it.
I don't know.
Yeah, years, 5 years, easy, more.
Probably.
Jesse, last time you've seen a coin in the wild?
It's been a while. Yeah.
And
I can't
and
even
when I
remember.
first started caching, I found a lot of geocoins.
Oh my
In
God,
the
they were
wild.
everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, they were everywhere.
And then they all started disappearing.
Yep. No, Screechy Bird, I'm not counting micro geocoins. A regular coin in the wild. In the sleeve, probably a Cayman, like the old coin sleeve, no less, like one of those. You just don't see it anymore. I mean, it's rare. Used to be all the time. That's how I collected coins in my, my trackables list, like from inside caches.
Put it this way.
Now I have to get sheets from a mega.
Put it this way. Outside of caches around a mega time, I probably I would say that I've put out more geocoins in the past 7 years than
Really?
I found in the wild, because I put out two. One was I remember when they were first doing lab caches and stuff. And some of the lab caches had prizes associated with it. So one was at NRG Stadium in Houston, basically where the Texans play, and I did the lab caches there, and I sent in the information, and they're supposed to send me one geocoin, NRG geocoin, and they wound up sending me two. And it's not the most intricate design by any means, and so I wound up putting it out. Plus, I also put out one that was I got really cheap. That was an Alaskan geocoin. I put it out when I was on a trip to Alaska. So, and guess what?
What?
Both of them got picked up. And neither made it past the first person that picked them up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
think the last
I wasn't upset because I expected them to disappear.
I think the last time I found a coin in a cache was an FTF prize. That might be the last time, and I took because I was the FTF. That's probably the last time I found a coin in the wild, and that technically not even finding
Oh
a
yeah,
FTF prize.
I've put out 2 FDF prizes in that and coins in that period of time as well.
Other than that, I can't remember. I mean, path tags, yes. Trackables, yes. Absolutely. Coins, no. Long time. Getting back to don't set restrictive goals. Don't expect the geocacher to spend time looking at the trackables goal before taking it out of the cache. They are not going to spend time trying to get a cell signal to look up a trackables details when it's pouring with rain and the cache is getting wet. Some geocachers travel great distances to go for their week's caching, and therefore they notice the request to keep it within 10 miles of location. They are home several hundred miles away. So yeah, so if you're saying on the cache page, let's keep it here, and then they're home 100 miles away, they're like, oh, whoops. These situations can be frustrating for the finder as much as the trackable owner. So in that circumstance, maybe a laminated card would help.
Yes.
Instead, set broad goals that don't worry when geocachers aren't able to fulfill them. The chaos of trackables is part of the appeal. I've picked up a trackable and taken it back home hundreds of miles away, only to find its mission was to meet up with another trackable released half a world away, and that at the time I picked up its counterpart up was just half a mile down the road. That's brutal. I've had a trackable of mine just seem to move between the same couple of caches in Scotland before suddenly being whisked away to Antarctica. Sometimes the journey is more interesting than the goal. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of restrictive goals. I mean, I get some people I know, Chad, you had one. You said, I mean, I had one that said, let's go find Chad. Who am I to talk? Let's make it to Chad.
Right.
And I have one from England sitting in England still. It's made it to Mark, and now it's trying to get back to Chicago. But usually I don't do that. Usually it's just blah, go have fun.
I don't think those are restrictive though. I mean, you still want it to travel and eventually get its way here. The ones that I would say are restrictive are like around here way back years and years ago, we had a cache that had a lock on it and the key was on a trackable. Right?
No,
and so
three
that
keys. 3 keys.
right, and those keys were supposed to stay within, a certain number of miles. Well, of course they didn't. And then nobody can get into the cache except for people like me who have a copy of the key.
Yeah, well, somebody we knew how to made copies.
Someone made copies.
They're
of the
like, this is
key.
gonna go missing. Yeah, yeah. So, well, good. And that was that cache. I found that I have a picture of me with that cache from like 2009. It used to be on the fridge. I don't know where it is now. And back in 2009, it seemed like it was like now I can't even imagine that working at all. In this day and age,
Yeah, I don't know.
compared to like 2009.
We could try it. We have some ammo cans.
We could try it.
Oh
Someone
God.
just bust it open. This is what would happen. Someone would just bust it open.
Yeah.
I had to look at one that I haven't seen in a while. So, in 2012, Tarnell 009 retrieved it.
Shoot what?
This travel bug, Wembley the soccer hooligan. It was a restrictive goal because it wants to. It wanted to go see soccer stadiums around the world.
Okay.
And so I had dropped it off when I was over in the UK. And so it was picked up in 2012. Then he posted a note for it in 2019, and said that he forgot about that, and he would drop it in the cache ASAP to get it traveling safely again.
Yeah.
Hasn't been moved since.
Mm-hmm. Number 5, Chad. Last one. Guess what, guys? They go missing. That's number 5. This one cannot be stressed enough. Passing from person to person, being placed in Tupperware boxes or ammo cans in the wild. Trackables go missing all the time. It'll happen sooner or later. It might be a mile down the road or wherever you released it, or it could happen after it's been around the globe several times. It's just a matter of when. Yes. It's not if it's going to go missing. It's when it's going to go missing.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I've put out so many trackables. I have like 2 out there.
See, if you don't put them out in the wild, they don't go missing.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yes. You don't.
Yeah, I've pretty much stopped. putting them out because so many, over half of the ones that I've released have gone missing. And the other ones, most of the other ones have been with the same person for quite a long time and they just visit cache to cache to cache. And it kind of makes you wonder, do they really still have it? Or is their app set to auto visit? Like, what's going on? You've had it
Right.
for 6 months. So, yeah, over half of mine that I've released are currently in the unknown status for its
Oh yeah. Oh,
location.
I'd say most of mine. I'm not even looking at mine, but most of mine are absolutely gone. Yeah.
Okay, here's
What is this? My
here's a question.
GCPC track. Oh, if you get a promotional trackable from GCHQ, do you release the trackable? Promotional track? What's a promotional trackable?
Yes, when they do promos like the
Oh, I
partnerships,
have I have done all mine. Yes, all mine are.
I
Do I
s-
have?
I do, and the reason I do is because I think that if you don't, that like they know if you've released it or not, and if you don't, and you sign up for another one, I feel like the chances of getting picked for another one are relatively
You think that you
slim.
think they go that deep into it? You
I
think?
don't
I don't.
I don't
I
know.
put it out.
Mm.
I put it out.
Everybody knows I'm not a big coin fan. I'm more of a path tag fan than a coin fan. If you give me a coin, I'll take it. I'll love it. Give you hugs. But I display two things. That's it of coins that I have. I really don't have that many coins. I think Ian laughed at me when I told him how many coins I had. Like I had no coins. Jesse's got way more than me. Way more. And you know how many I've put out to over the years? 'Cause people give them to me, especially when I was in the Chicago Geocache podcast. People would give it to me. I'd thank them. I'd take it, and then I'd put it out in the wild. So a lot of those, a lot of them I don't even have anymore.
Right.
But I logged them. I set them up as my account and I put them into the wild. Um, so they will go missing. I had one. My famous story is my C3PO. My C3PO travel bug literally didn't make it out of the cache I put it in. Never made it out. I put it in there and it was gone.
Yep.
Like, how does that happen? Come
It's
on.
it's some adult baby's toy now.
Didn't even make it out of the cache, dude. So, of course, there are numerous stories of trackables going missing, only to turn up sometime years later in a totally different part of the world. We've talked about that. But if you put a trackable out there, do so with the mindset that you are never going to see it again. That's not true. I had one come back to me. Joshua gave it to me at a mega event. Somebody gave it to Joshua, said, "Give this to Burks," and he gave it to me. It was one of my trackables.
I've had a couple come back to me,
Come back.
and then I even had one where I was the first person to pick it up, or it wasn't mine. I was the first person to pick it up, and then I dropped it off, and on and about a week later, 100 miles or so away, I'm out of cash. I opened it up. I was like, that looks familiar. Because it was unique because it was these miniature clogs, and the from Holland.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And that someone had actually hand carved and
Oh, nice.
used them as their trackable item with the travel bug.
Mhm.
And I was like, holy cow! It was like, what are the chances? But I also have come across one time I forget which one, one of my trackables in another state.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, the one Joshua bought probably 4 or 5 years ago. Joshua, I think he's got it on one of his videos. I think probably about 5 years ago at West Bend. He somebody said somebody said, "Give this to Burks. This is Burks's," and it'd been out for years. And somebody said, "You're going to see him," and he said, "Yeah." And they said, "Here, give this to him." And he surprised me on video of it, like in one of his videos. He's like, "This is yours." I'm like, "Oh my goodness, I haven't seen it in years. It's weird." He's like, "What do you want to do with it?" I'm like, "Throw it back out in the wild, get it back out." And then it went missing. Then it was gone. Of course, but if you put a trackable out there, do it with the mindset that you are never going to see it again. It'll either get lost or be traveling by the far reach of the planet. Just enjoy its journey for however long or short it lasts. For every trackable that disappears after moving only 10 miles, there are those that seem to be constantly traveling around the globe.
yeah, if you want it to last forever, like put it on something like a aircraft propeller. and something that's huge, and you screw
Oh.
it down, and you put it on there.
Another ordeal here.
And those tend to travel around megas.
That's all they do. Remember the bomb one, Jess? Remember that
Oh
one?
yeah,
Bowling
it was
ball.
a bowling
Chad,
ball.
a legit bowling ball.
Yeah,
A bowling ball, Chad.
it was in my possession at one point in time,
The bowling ball.
or at least one of them. So
Nice.
one of what's his name? Can't remember his name now. He lived pretty close to me in Houston, but he was pretty well known for creating very large trackables, including a refrigerator door, admittedly a mini fridge door.
Still.
And I brought it from Groundspeak headquarters to Houston, and literally put it on his front door step and walked away. And unfortunately, while I took all the labels off on the outside of the plastic they stuck it in, I didn't realize that they put a label on the door itself on the inside, and so I got caught.
Oh no!
And his wife. Next time I saw her, she gave me the stink eye.
The stink eye. Speaking of stink eyes, Chad,
Mm-hmm.
we got to call her.
Ooh.
Words of draw, Arkansas. Hello.
Hello.
First time caller, I'm assuming, correct?
I am a first-time caller. I'm also a newbie casher.
Oh, newbie casher and a patron plus, right? Aren't you a?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I am.
You're our favorite type of patron, by the way, just so you know that.
Well, thank you.
And your coin is on its way. It looks gorgeous. It's a beautiful coin, by the way.
Awesome. I can't wait.
It is. So newbie trackables? You're a newbie, so this show is for you. Hope you learned something. Tell us your story about being a newbie with trackables.
Okay, so I just found my 200th cache. So that's
Oh
how
my
new I am.
goodness, 200th. Jesse, do you remember
I
being
started
200
in
in?
October of last
Yeah.
year.
Oh man, 200 in. Wow. October. Wow. So
and
you're a COVID
early
casher.
on-
You're a COVID casher.
I am a total COVID casher for sure. I have my kids in virtual school, and we were about to lose our minds, and so I was like, we're going to find something to do, to get us out of the house, and this is it.
Mhm.
So I've found 200 caches since October.
Wow. Fantastic.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
In Arkansas, right?
So I am Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Fayetteville. Okay, great.
And early on, one of my first caches, I found a trackable, and it was a really cool trackable named Rambo. It's from France, and it was a memory of someone,
Mhm.
and it had traveled really far. And so, like my first experience was super cool with it. And
Mhm.
so, I have all these ideas with them, and, I'm kind of obsessed with them, I guess you could say. But
Mhm.
I also listened to back episodes of the show, and so I kind of got
My
tips
apologies.
about expectations and, like where should they be with this whole process. And,
Mhm.
so I keep them moving along, and I set quite a bit out, but I don't send out my coins and things like that.
Good.
Thanks to you guys.
Yeah, don't.
So last weekend I got a new, well, my friend's not new, but she's new to geocaching thanks to me. And I took her to this really cool trackable hotel that's like 20 miles away. And I found one of the trackables that's in the race. for the
Get out
podcast.
of town.
Yeah. And we were like headed to the next state for a day trip geocaching. And so I was able to take it, in and out of a couple states. I was super excited. Yeah.
Which one was it? Do you remember the name?
It's the vintage Suburban. I haven't
Vintage. Is it on the list? Hold on, let me look.
I don't know if it's on the list, honestly. I
don't see
I haven't looked, but I did take a picture. I put it in the corner. There's a virtual cache that's at the corner of Kansas, Oklahoma, and Missouri, and I actually took a picture of it at the point where they meet. So
Nice.
yeah, I was so excited because I didn't get my stuff together in time to enter the race.
Oh,
so when
you
I
could
saw
still
that and I
enter.
started
Go
reading
enter.
the little
You-
paper that was with it, I was like,
You can
super
still-
glad to be repping you guys.
Jesse, we can hear you, Jess.
Sorry, I
you can
forgot I
still
muted
enter.
myself because the dog was barking. It's definitely not too late. You can still get in. You can
enter.
Yeah.
you can get in, catch up. Absolutely.
You could enter.
I might do that.
Do it and just
Yep.
send over or
might do-
put a note on the page saying I'm in, and you're
Yeah,
in.
absolutely.
Yeah, but it also is something that keeps my kids excited because they're 5 and 8, and they like
Oh,
if
good
it's not a
age.
regular or large cache, they're totally
Right.
uninterested in it.
Okay.
Or if it takes more than 5 minutes.
Have
So,
you
yeah.
have you ventured into the woods yet? I'm curious.
Oh yeah, for
Really?
sure.
Good for you. Good for you.
My son and I, my 8-year-old and I went in our first multi-cache in the fall, and it wasn't too far in the woods, but I stuck my hand in a yellow jacket nest, and that was my big.
Oh no.
That kind of set us off for about a week. We took a little break to, recoup. But yeah, we've been doing a little bit of everything. No like level 5.5s or anything, but
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
we're out there doing it. Yeah.
Poke
That's
it with a stick.
Yeah, poke it with
Mhm.
a stick, man. That's awesome.
Oh, yep. All the
That's
lessons.
it's in your next evolvement. Evolvement, is that a word? No, to evolve is to start meeting cachers. Have you been to an event? Have you met any other cachers? Like other,
No events yet, but I want to.
yeah. See, to meet other cachers and then go caching sans kids and with other adults and with other cachers, and experience that too, because that's also a lot of fun as well. Because when you
Right.
know people who
It
love the
totally
same thing you
changes.
do, what'd you say, Jess?
It totally changes the game.
Yeah, it's you have people, especially events. I mean, you go to all these people love what you do. They're the same boat as you. And
Right.
it's fantastic because you just sit there and you just tell stories and you have a great time, and then you go cashing with them, and it's a lot of fun. To do that. So
Yeah.
that's your
I'm
next
looking
step.
forward to it.
It is.
I'm double vaxxed now, so
Yeah,
Excellent.
it's a lot of fun. So welcome to the game. It's a great game to play.
thanks.
Uh,
Yeah,
m-
appreciate it.
there's also on our website geocachingpodcast.com. We have a whole noob section, a newbie section that you can go and it's all the shows that are for noobs. So if you want to go,
I've listened to all of the
Oh,
back shows
okay.
that I could possibly. Yeah.
okay. My apologies again. Sorry about that.
Oh no, that's the only reason I do not send out my pretty geo coins. and
Oh,
things,
don't
because
send
I
out
knew
your
they'd get
coins.
full
No.
of fake still.
No,
Yeah.
no. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for listening, and welcome to caching. And if you ever get in the Chicago area,
Thank you.
you got to come to our house, come to our front porch, and give us a knock on the door.
Oh,
Okay?
definitely.
Yeah, give a knock on the
Mhm.
door. And all right, be well and be safe, and enjoy caching calls again. Let us know how you're doing. Okay.
Appreciate you. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Dana. Bye bye.
All right, bye.
All right, Chad. So yeah. So how about that? A noob calls in to end the
Yeah.
show. A noob calls in.
And
Awesome.
brought it back full circle.
Brings it full
Back-
circle. Thank you,
And-
Dane.
The cacher's name that I was trying to think of was Snoogans.
Snoogans. What a great caching name, by the way. Snoogans.
So yeah, he makes some of the best huge trackables out there. So he's pretty well known on the forums about his opinions on trackables as well.
All right, Chad. That's about it for hope we help the newbies out. So there's our 5 things that they don't tell newbies about trackables. But Chad, next week, sir, we're going back
Next
to
week.
discussion. We're going back to discussion. We want people calling in next week, Chad, because next week, it's just we're on the cusp, Chad,
Mm-hmm.
of mega season.
Ooh.
They're back. The megas are back, Chad. There's some in May, there's some in June, some in July, and some in August. And then in October. And in September too. September as well. I can think of one. So,
When's Ian's?
Ian's got one in June and Ian's got one in July or one in August. One in June and one in August. One
July.
in June and
July.
one in July.
Midwest.
Does it-
July.
July?
I mean,
Is it June and July?
yeah, Midwest Geobash is the last weekend of July.
Oh, it's last week. Okay. So I'm like,
Okay.
why did I think it was August? West Bend's in August. That's why. West Bend's.
Correct.
Which Jesse means we're creeping up on our busy season, man. We got to get some plane tickets.
Yes, we do. We're
Coming
gonna
up on
have
our
a
busy
summer.
season. Yeah. We got
It's
our
gonna be
busy
a
season
lot
coming up.
different than last summer.
Lot different than last summer. Yes. We got baseball too. So Chad, next week's show. Sorry, I got off topic there. Next week's show, it's a call-in show. It's a discussion show. Let's talk mega experiences, Chad. And I want to hear your best experiences. I want to hear your worst experiences. Let's talk about megas. about experiences. I got good ones. I got bad ones that we're going to talk about. I want to hear your guys as well. Um, what were your good experiences? What were your bad experiences? You could share them both. So that's next week's show, Chad. Let's talk mega experiences. I'm going to tell you guys one more time. If you haven't heard me from the beginning of the show, I'm not telling you why. I'm just telling you go to our website, geocachingpodcast.com. Just go to the website. Trust me, I'm on that. You'll want to go to the website. Geocachingpodcast.com. Go to it. Trust me. Okay, Chad. Chad, thank you so much. Jesse, thank you so much. It was a good show tonight. Thank you, everybody in the chat room, for tuning in tonight. We really appreciate it. And thank you for our caller, Dana. Welcome to the wonderful game of geocaching. And hopefully we'll get to meet you one day. Please join us again every Wednesday night at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central as we stream live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and on our website, geocachingpodcast.com. The archive video versions of our podcasts are available on our website or on our YouTube channel, and the audio versions are available on your favorite podcaster. If you like the show, please head over to Apple Podcasts and rate, review, and subscribe. We really appreciate it, and it really helps the show when you do. If you prefer to watch the show, make sure you click the subscribe or get notified buttons to know exactly when we go live. And hey, if you haven't already, please consider becoming a patron of our show. With tiers starting as low as $3, you get a ton of additional information, extra video, extra audio, only available to our patron users. Please head over to patreon.com today and subscribe. That's patreon.com/the Geocaching Podcast. Thanks once again to our sponsors, Cashly, Logwork, FTF Geocacher Magazine, the Max Suds Body Company, Practical Geocaching, Arted Crafted, and PathTags.com. Please visit our sponsors, and when you make a purchase, you tell them the GCPC sent you. That's all we got this week. We'll see you next week talking geocaching, taking your phone calls. In the meantime, be good, be safe, hug your loved ones. We will talk to you guys next week.
By the way, ironically, this one right here was probably my worst geocaching experience,
We'll save,
or
it,
mega experience.
save it for next week, Chad. Yes. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for the show. That was awesome. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. No show on this next Saturday. So this Saturday. So we will talk to you guys next Wednesday. And we'll all be here, right? Yeah, no, we're coming up on. Jesse was not supposed to be here tonight, so it was too
Yeah,
cold.
our game got snowed out. We didn't
Snowed
get rained
out.
out
Hi,
tonight. We
Jeeves.
got snowed out. Yeah,
Yeah,
she
it's
needs
snowed
to go
out.
I gotta take her.
Take out the front, man. The back
Yes,
is a
no, I'm taking her out
freaking
the
nightmare.
front. I know it's muddy with
It's
all
mud,
that
mud,
snow
mud.
today.
I know. It snowed. Chad, it snowed.
Snowed.
And the Cubs are playing. I think they're home, too. The Cubs are playing right now. The
Wow.
Cubs were playing. I don't think it's over yet. But I think they're home. I think they actually might be early tonight. So yeah, it's look at her. I'm in shorts and riding a scooter to work.
Boo.
Yeah, I'm in a flannel and jeans.
It was 31 degrees when I woke up this morning.
31 degrees. Our house was 67 degrees when I got up this morning. Oh, Chad's bare legs, gross. Chad, you white, get a tan, man. Don't you live in California?
I don't tan.
You just burn. You
I
red
just
and burn. You're like
burn.
Jesse. Jesse just burns. That's all
I
she
burn
does.
and then I go back to white.
And her nose stays red for like a week.
Yes, I
So
burn on my
sad.
nose and
Yeah,
that's
she
it.
burns on her nose.
Wow.
Jesse's the kind of person who needs like the white stuff on her nose. Like just on her nose. She's that kind of person. Yep. All right, guys. All right, let's take the dog out. All right, guys. Thank you so much, guys. We'll talk to you guys next week. Be well, be safe, wear a mask, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.